is exhaling. All right, now this is a new reed. Right?
Okay.
Now I'm going to vibrate right in the middle to give me an idea of what's happening, let's say. Now that does not give me anything at all. It's too hard. So I'll do it this way so that I'll be, and that's one and that's the other.
So you're testing each side. You're turning it, you're tilting it.
Oh, that's ridiculous. But now...
Unplayable.
But now we'll make it playable.
Joe, what are you actually doing now?
I'm taking my knife and going along this bar. Now that's your reed.
Where are you taking that off from?
From here.
The side.
Yeah. I'm going to take off a little bit more in there because that's hard.
And you're leaving the heart of the reed alone?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you don't go into the heart of it.
Why is that?
You're taking the heart out of yourself. How about that?
That's a good analogy.
Yeah. So see now, you see what happens here, how long it goes? A little while ago, I would have broken the reed in order to come to that far.
So you feel it's generally better to start with a harder reed and take some down?
Well, that's not how you can get reeds. You buy them. And if they are like this, then you'll do it.
So you're balancing the reed now, basically.
And I don't call that balancing. I'm just taking a lot of this on the sides to make it possible for me to work on it.
And you're keeping the ligature on the mouthpiece when you put the reed in.
Well, it doesn't make any difference except if you have the reed on and then you put the ligature on and if somebody says, hey, Joe, I'll go like this, then you break the reed.
And you don't want that to happen.
You don't want that to happen. See, to me,
you're still testing the sides of the reed. Too stiff?
Yeah. Did you hear it?
Yes, I heard it. Sounded like your attack was airy.
Thank you.
Good for you. What about the proper care of a reed? How should you care for it? Once you get it playing where you like it.
Well, what I'm doing here, if I didn't do this reed, you'd say it's no good. It's too hard. And you'd go broke that way, and every time that you buy reeds, you just say to yourself,
they're very expensive, yes.
Sure. So therefore, if you know how to do this, then you're in business.
Well, once you get the reed playing exactly the way you like it, let's say you take off enough and it's playing good.
Look at all this in here.
Shavings. How do you keep the reed to last? How do you keep the reed lasting a long time? Do you have any...
And no more than how can you tell when your mother and father are going to die?
It's hard to tell. You have no way of knowing.
Sure, it's hard to tell. It's the same thing that the reed is going to die. How do you know?
Should you use one of those reed guards? Should you leave it on the mouthpiece overnight?
Sure, as long as you wipe out the moisture in the inside of the mouthpiece.
So there's no excess of moisture.
Sure, and then just put it on.
Leave it back on. Sometimes I leave my reed on after a job, and I notice that it's still very wet the next day. I didn't clean the moisture out.
Yeah. Well, if you get a good one, you don't want to leave it there overnight. You know, I mean, it can
with
kind of...
too much moisture.
Yeah. Now, the right side does not vibrate well enough, so...
And you're knowing that by actually tilting the mouthpiece from one side, just slightly, so that you can vibrate one side and then the other side.
Right. Oh, wow. that's the way it feels. Like,
Let's see you play the Allard Concerto now. Right? And you couldn't even blow on that before at all with the reed the other way.
the right is still too much.
Joe, what I'd like to do is show the video audience what it's like to practice these exercises, the overtones, and some of the other principles. So let's pretend we're in an actual lesson here. The first one that I wanted to try was the F to F, the lower F,
Right.
without the octave key, much like the flute exercise.
Yeah.
That sound okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you go as far as you can and almost open your mouth. Until you it just almost.
I'm actually rolling out, so I get the thin part of the lip.
Yeah. But how often have you ever gone on a job when you played it that high?
I can't say I have, but it's a good exercise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel the flexibility. I'm noticing that my tongue is changing position slightly, and I'm not even aware of, how do you explain that? It's just the ear is telling my
The
tongue?
ear is telling, and it's pretty hard to say.
It's pretty hard to say, nobody knows, but it's my inner ear. I'm hearing the...
Nobody knows.
Now, you mentioned about keeping the pressure off the top. Let's see if I can demonstrate.
Definitely. The upper body of teeth is a receiving.
Is a
The lower body of teeth is what? A baby. Just
Chewing. Mama.
yeah.
X. X.
X. That sounds damn good.
Joe, you're amazing. How did you, these overtones, I don't know many people that have taught them to me. Joe, I'm amazed that you can still do that. That's amazing.
It'll drive anybody crazy, but that's all right.
Joe, I want to thank you for your time,
Oh,
the time that you spent showing us these principles. I'm sure many people are going to benefit from this,
good.
and the legacy of Joe Allard lives on.